a 360-degree travel guide for visiting Huntington Beach in Southern California. This is a 360-degree video, so you can spin it all the way around, look up, look down, and if you're hearing me and not seeing me, well, you need to look in another direction. I'll have a few different vantage points, each one's about 30 seconds each, around the Huntington Beach Pier to give you a good appreciation of Huntington Beach. Huntington Beach is also known as Surf City, USA. It has 9.5 miles of sandy beaches, perfect for surfing almost any day of the year. The epicenter of Huntington Beach is the Huntington Beach Pier, which is what I am going underneath right about now. If you look up, you will see it. And most of the main activities are right around this pier. So 9.5 miles for the city, but what I'll show you is about half a mile either side of the pier, because that's about as long as I can walk in a couple hours that I'm shooting this video. All right, here we go. And the first attraction we'll start with is the Huntington Beach Pier. I'll then walk around the beaches right around the pier. We'll go to Main Street, which is kind of the main shopping, eating, and drinking street, which is directly behind me. And then we'll end up at Pacific City, the new shopping mall in Huntington Beach. So, walking on the pier right now. This pier is always busy all year round. Just to the north of me, there's about 12 volleyball courts, and to the south they're setting up for some special event. So if you were to look over this way, you'll see that special event that they're setting up, and if you look over that way, then you'll see the volleyball courts. I've got a different vantage point for the volleyball courts, and now let's go check out a little further down the end of the pier where there's a Rubies Restaurant. Walking down the pier, though, before I get to Rubies, there's a couple of neat stores, and the one here just on my right, if you look that way, is a kite store, and this kite store has all sorts of neat wind-type sculptures. It's always windy here in Huntington Beach, and so these things are always going around. Pretty neat. The other store just over there is the Surf City Huntington Beach store, great for souvenirs. Okay, we'll continue down further to get to that Rubies. Really, this time we will. Okay, not quite at Rubies yet, but here I'm just over the beach water line, and this is a kind of a neat shot because don't look at me, but actually turn around and look that way, and if you look that way you will see tons of people on the beach. And actually you should be able to look straight down and see the sand about 30 feet down. Main lifeguard tower, which is just that way. Then you're past the surf zone, so there's not too many people out in the water out here, which makes this a really popular spot to do some ocean fishing off the pier. So if you look that way, you will see some fishing rods, and if you were to look the other way, that way, you would see more fishing rods. They've got some sinks that you can use to clean off the fish that you catch, I suppose. And if you like to fish, there's a good place. Further down past where everybody's fishing, on this side is the Bait and Tackle Surf City snack bar. So you can get snacks or bait and tackle if you're fishing. And then just to the left of me is a good set of restrooms. This is actually a pretty decent set of restrooms to use here because they're never too busy. You gotta walk a bit of the ways down the pier to actually get to those restrooms. Past the Bait and Tackle Center on both sides. More people fishing. I haven't seen anybody catch anything yet today, but I have seen people catch things here before. Actually, if anybody's watching this and has fished at Huntington Beach, I'd be curious as to what kind of stuff you can catch if anybody's fished here. And I'm walking over here to the edge of the pier because just out that way, and it's probably too small to see, but I saw a couple of seals that were out in the ocean playing in the waves. Finally, after walking about 10 minutes, we're here, Rubies. Not looking at me, but if you look the other way, you will see the outdoor windows for Rubies, where you can order outside. They have famous burgers, hot dogs, sandwiches. Rubies is kind of a Southern California institution, and they often have their locations at the end of piers or on cliffs overlooking the ocean. If you don't just want to get something to go, if you walk around the back of the building, they have the full-service Rubies Restaurant. You check in at the podium, and it's just right there. And it's actually a pretty neat restaurant because as I get back here to the back of the pier, then you can see just over this way the windows of Rubies.
Jason, party 03.
Wow, that was really loud. So the windows of Rubies overlook the ocean. There's a couple people waving at us, and if you look that way, it's the ocean. So this is a really neat location. It looks like it's got 2 stories. I've never eaten at this one. Hamburgers are decent. They're not the best in the world, but the view certainly can't be beat. Just below the pier, between the Sand and Pacific Highway, is the famous Huntington Beach Boardwalk. It's a boardwalk that runs the length of Huntington Beach. You can ride a bike, ride a skateboard, and rollerblade, and if you look directly down in this video, you should be able to see that boardwalk. I've got this on a selfie stick, so I'm going to push it out a bit, take a look down, see the people biking, walking. If you like biking and walking, this is a really cool place to do it. Once you're done with the beach and the pier, you can cross Pacific Coast Highway, which is what I'm crossing right now, and walk down Main Street. Main Street is Huntington Beach's Main Street. The main part of it that's right here is about 4 blocks of shopping, restaurants, and bars. Right as you cross Pacific Coast Highway, there are surf shops on either side. On this side of me is the Huntington Surf and Sport, and on that side is Jack's Surfboards. Jack's Surfboards is a bit of a Huntington Beach institution, and if we look the way I'm looking, so don't look at me, but look the other way, there's a statue of Duke Kahanamoku. This is Surf City, USA, so there are lots of statues around here to surfing. And there's Duke's Restaurant just across Pacific Coast Highway on the pier. I'll walk a little bit more down Main Street and point out some of the attractions as we walk. Just to the left of me here on Main Street on weekends, there's typically a couple of these souvenir touristy carts. You can get henna tattoos, you can buy cell phone cases, you can get free necklaces engraved, and of course there's this booth that's right over this way that sells what almost everybody that comes to Southern California needs, sunglasses, because it is really quite bright. On my right is another surfboard shop. On my left are more of the Jack's surfboards for kids, Jack's for girls. To the right is Fred's Mexican Cafe and Cantina. You can get your Mexican food fix there, though Fred's isn't really my favorite. Actually, as we walk a little further up Main Street, one of my favorite Mexican restaurants is this restaurant called Wahoo's. And Wahoo's is kind of a mix between Brazilian and Mexican food. If you're going to go there, and actually Wahoo's is right here, I'm going to step back a little bit to talk about it. So Wahoo's, look up this way. It's a really neat restaurant. One of my favorite things to eat there is the bonsai burrito. It's a really big burrito. I get it with steak. You can get it wet with the red sauce. It's about the size of my arm. You won't leave hungry. Or get the fish tacos. Southern California, famous for the fish tacos. So if you're not here, check those out. Really quite tasty. For Huntington Beach's newest shopping, dining, and destination, check out the Pacific City Shopping Mall. It's a 2-story shopping mall, a couple blocks off the beach, a lot of restaurants. Only thing, if you come to this place, make sure you're eating in a restaurant if you park underneath, because the parking, a little expensive. But it is a really neat plaza, particularly because not a lot of shopping centers have ocean views. And as I come over here to this little vantage point lookout, if you spin around the other way from me and look in the other direction, then you'll see the Pacific Ocean. Pretty cool. And Huntington Beach used to be called Pacific City before it was incorporated by Mr. Huntington of the Hunting Corporation. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see other cool travel videos every Sunday, then please subscribe or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Links are in the description below. I've also got some other neat 360 videos of Laguna Beach and some other areas. You can find links to those in the description as well. And I will conclude this video with some walking scenes that I did through the beach, just kind of walking along the seashore, walking along the crowds. Leave you with a couple minutes of that music, but no more talking after this. All right, so see you guys. Enjoy the walking on the beach.
Not a cloud up in the sky. Got a feeling, don't know why. Got a rocket in my pocket. I got time on my hands. Out of bed, I'm wide awake. Take a latte, have a break. Got a rocket in my pocket. I got time on my hands.